It's time to create a profitable, scalable, and sustainable studio for yourself and your students. Welcome to Dance Studio Empire. I'm Jen, dance studio owner for 30 years, running multiple locations with over 1,000 students, dance business coach turned mastermind mentor for dance studio owners, creatives, and leaders like you. I know you're committed to growing your studio and creating the time and financial freedom you most want, while also being the best in the industry with a reputation to match. I've coached hundreds of studio owners who have grown to 250, 500, and over 1,000 students using my signature studio scaled method. And in this podcast, I'll give you the clarity, strategy, and CEO mindset to help you do the same. Let's dive in. Hey fam, welcome back to another episode of the Dance Studio Empire podcast. Now, I have to say, this week, it felt like a lot. It actually feels like the lead up to week one of a new dance year, only I don't have a studio anymore, but you can sort of relate to the feeling that I'm having this week. Now, when I'm saying it's a lot in a good way, but also in a way that I just haven't felt for a while. So I'm just sitting with these feelings, but continuing to just move forward and focusing on my mission, which hopefully you know by now is supporting studio owners who are wanting to simplify and scale their business. So you may or may not be aware that the door to my newly upgraded mastermind Dance Studio Scaled is officially open. We start in a couple of weeks, meaning I've been having some really great conversations with studio owners. And during these conversations, a lot of emotions and feelings are being brought to the surface. Because for many of us, correct me if I'm wrong, we aren't just running a business. Our studio is an extension of our heart and our soul, and even sometimes all of your life savings. So there can be a conflict of emotions that come up, like you want this so badly, but can it be sustained? You're trying to support your family and have a life, but you know it's your calling to lead and teach others. You know you need support, you need someone or something to help break through your plateau, but you're already stretched for time and, of course, the money. You know, this is real and these feelings are huge. Probably the biggest misconception is when starting or joining any new program or group or training is that you are making a huge investment, and it is usually financial and in time. Chances are you're already feeling overwhelmed and time poor, and now you'll be expected to show up, take on more, when you may not even feel like you have the capacity. But on the other side of that, you know you have to be doing something. And so I just want to let you know, if there's any part of you that thinks growing your business means more work, working harder, more effort, more hours, I want you to know that often the opposite is actually what's true. And when you're part of my mastermind, we start by looking at what we can remove, what we can stop doing, and then what we can amplify. Without a doubt, for most studio owners, it's about needing more, and that's needing more students, needing more money, needing more time. However, I start by taking things off your plate, and then how I'm going to focus on not burning you out. And then we're going to focus on how we're going to streamline your studio. And then we focus on how we're going to increase your revenue and your numbers. And these are all the things that are going to help support you moving forward. And then the next biggest question is, why do some studio owners kill it and others don't? So I thought I'd address that in this episode because I live and I breathe this every day. And I can also give you some real-time case studies and results of what's actually possible. So quick background for those who aren't quite sure what's been going on. I have just completed 12 months with 7 incredible studio owners in our first round of the mastermind. Now, they were all at different stages, all with different goals and challenges. However, the one thing they have in common is that they knew they want more. They just weren't exactly sure what that was or what that looked like, But they just trusted themselves and trusted me that I would be able to help them uncover that. And so the data, the results are in. This is just not just theories, hopes and prayers. It's the facts. It's the numbers, because simply the numbers don't lie. So first up, I want to talk to you about one of my beautiful members. Her name is Bree. She is a mum of 2 young daughters. Now, one's just started school, the other is still at home. So young, right? She also has the most beautiful soul, which is another prerequisite of being in the mastermind. You have to have a beautiful soul. Anyway, but when she joined the mastermind last year, she had been running her studio for 7 years. Now, as I'm recording this, I'm currently looking back at her notes from our very first session, and it makes me smile to see how many of her goals she's actually achieved. And with those, there are some that she's actually exceeded. And so here are the facts. I'm just going to give you the numbers and the real life data. So she started 2023 with 100 students. Fast forward to 2024. So she started working with me in 2023. Fast forward to 2024. Day 1, she had 205 already enrolled. So that was from 100 at 2023. 2024, she had 205 already enrolled. By the end of that first week, she jumped from 205 to 240. And at the time of this recording, which is week 5 of term 1, she's up to 275 or 276, which is an incredible jump. And I know, there were a few more that were looking at joining at the time that I last spoke to her, so that number could have risen to now. Also, I want to look at her trials that were booked in. So the beginning of 2023, before we started working together, she had approximately 10 booked in. At the beginning of 2024, she had 75 trials booked in. And of course, that kept continuing as the term commenced. And the last time I spoke to her, she still had, I think, another 6 trialing for next week. So that's incredible results. Now, I didn't ask her what her increase for a revenue update is, but when she sent me these original results, which was as of week 1, her weekly income had increased by $2,844. Now, there is no doubt that that has significantly increased when you look at how many new students have joined. And her minis program has doubled from 6 classes that she was offering in 2023 to 12 classes on offer per week. But the thing is, 11 of those classes are at full capacity. I mean, come on, this is amazing. Now, as of our last coaching call, she's looking at taking the lease for the unit next door, which is going to give her an extra 2 studio spaces. But probably the biggest thing that I love is that she's really close to retiring or semi-retiring her husband, who is now working alongside her in the business. And really, they make a super great team. So that's so good for them. It's so good for the business. So the numbers, the data, it tells a story. But as you know, running a studio is more than that. And this is probably what I love most about what she said. So I'm just going to read what she sent through to me. So being part of the mastermind has done wonders for her personal growth as a business leader and as a business owner. She's gained clarity and confidence to implement, restructure, and improve her studio. It's helped her find balance between personal life and business responsibilities that clearly identifies her values and her priorities, which in turn then instigated some pretty big decisions. And the whole restructuring of her staffing, scheduling, and reframing her thoughts and expectations to reflect what's really important to her and her family. I just love that, right? I just love that she has gone all in and she's seeing the results. And then let me tell you about one of our other girls, Vanessa. She's also a mum with 2 primary school age kids. She's been running her studio for 18 years. So well done. Overall, she had 43 new enrollments in January with 44 trials booked and she is celebrating 593 active students. Now, again, this number has probably increased since she shared this data with me. One of the things we did together when we first jumped on our first strategy call was I got Vanessa to do a financial audit of her business. And then by doing that, so she got in and did the work. By doing that, she found an extra $1,430 a week, which is so good. And then the thing with Vanessa is she's a real innovator and she's always striving to think outside the box, standing out from what everyone else is doing. And I just love supporting her with that. I feel that's a little bit like me, so that resonates with me. But she's just created and is launching this new and exciting offer this week. And I really can't wait to share the results of that with you later as well. Now, I do have more wins from others and I will share them in other episodes. However, I just want to talk to you about how is it possible that these studio owners are getting the results? Because it's not about luck. It's not about popularity. It's not about being the studio that wins all the comps or has the flashiest studio space. Let me tell you, the studio owners in my mastermind, the first thing they do is they show up. And it's not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. And they're invested in their growth, but also invested in the growth of the others in our group. And that's just a big part of expanding together and scaling together, is these minds coming together and sharing the magic. The second thing they do is they do the work. So it's not just about hearing the ideas and the strategies, they actually get in and implement them. The third thing they do is they ask great questions. So every group call and one-on-one call, they're not afraid to seek clarity, ask questions, and challenge their understanding. And my favorite is when they jump on a call and they literally have a list of questions to ask, and we just work through them, and they're done, and then they go and implement from there. The fourth thing is they take action. So the ideas are great, but they're nothing without the action. They really do just embrace that do it now mentality, knowing that I'm going to keep them accountable on the next call. I'm going to chase them up. I'm going to see how they're going. So I think that has a power in itself as well. The fifth thing is they lean into feeling uncomfortable. Now, growth often comes when we step outside of our comfort zone, and these girls lean into that discomfort and embrace it. It's as a sign of progress, right? Number 6, they accept the financial stretch. So they understand that investing in their studio and in themselves is part of the success, which of course now they can look back and see it because they've seen the results. But at first that can feel like a push outside of the comfort zone, which leads to my next point. Number 7 is they trust in me. They trust that I have their best interest at heart, and I am totally committed and investing in them. I've walked in their shoes. I know exactly what it feels like for them, and that I've navigated my way out. And then finally, number 8 is they trust in themselves. Now, although this can actually be the hardest one of all, they take a leap. They find a way to trust themselves and believe that their instincts, their skills, and their decisions will result in achieving their goals, because self-belief plays such a crucial role. All right, they're the 8 things. Let me go through them again. Number 1, they show up. Number 2, they do the work. Number 3, they ask great questions. Number 4, they take action. Number 5, they lean into feeling uncomfortable. Number 6, they accept the financial stretch. Number 7, they trust in me. And number 8, they trust in themselves. Now, like I said at the beginning, we are 2 weeks away from starting our next round. And if you feel that inkling, it feels like something that you need right at this time, then book a call. Let's have a chat. I will let you know if it's the right thing for you or not. You may jump on a call with me and realize that it's not the right thing for you, but we won't know until we have that conversation. It is for you if you've exhausted all your business and financial growth ideas and you're ready to just break past that plateau. It's for you if maybe you're consumed with ideas, like you want to take your studio to the next level, but you're not sure where to start. So all those ideas are flooding your brain, but you just can't decipher through them to know which one is going to take you to the next level. Or if you want someone, like i.e. me, to jump into your business and give you bespoke ideas and specific strategies for you, which you can then implement straight away. And the reason I talk about bespoke ideas and specific strategies, because at this point in your business growth, the cookie cutter stuff doesn't work. So whether it's been the free things you've been doing and implementing the free trainings, and there is absolutely great stuff out there. I'm not dissing it at all. However, there will get to a point where your business is different from every other business. And so it needs to be something that is specific for you and your growth where you are right now. Now, the next one, this could be for you if you want to be held accountable. You want to get financial control, some flow and some momentum happening so you can execute your goals faster. And you want an intimate and immersive experience with other high-achieving studio owners, providing a unique environment for support, growth, and collaboration. Because honestly, that is where the magic happens, when all these amazing minds get together. Now, if any of this resonates with you, there is a strong chance that Dance Studio Scaled is for you. And I also just want to let you know that I'm offering a fast action bonus for the first 5 who join before this coming Sunday. So now this is a saving of $1,000. So if you want to save, if this feels like something you need to do right now and you want to save $1,000, you need to jump in and book a call now and join before the end of the week. Now, remember, this is only for the first 5 people, and I'm currently in conversations with a few at the moment. So as I said, don't wait, jump in. There is no pressure or obligation if you jump on a call. We can sort it out after that. Okay, in wrapping up, I want to tell you my biggest takeaways from working with this type of incredible studio owner is I love seeing the growth, the confidence, and quite honestly, the improved mental health of each of our studio owners rapidly increase. I think that's really important, especially in these times. And I've seen firsthand the impact of immersing yourself in a circle of brilliance, that the magic I talk about, the minds and the ideas and the sharing, this is where it happens. And the studio owners in this group that have just finished up, most of them are continuing on, they've doubled their revenue, they've tripled their enrollments, they've streamlined their businesses and fallen back in love with their studios again, while working less and making more. So if you ask me, it's brilliant, right? That's how it should be. But remember, if you want to have a chat to see if joining the mastermind is the right thing for you, then you can simply go to jendalton.com.au/book call, or you can send me a DM on Instagram and we can just open the conversation there. Okay, that is it. I hope you have been able to take away something from this episode. Know that it is possible. Results are still possible. And I think sometimes people are looking for excuses or reasons as to why their business isn't growing. I appreciate at the moment that things can feel a little bit challenging. However, it's just about thinking differently and finding ways to keep moving forward. And remember those 7 things, whether you're in the mastermind or not. 8 things. This is what you need to be doing. You need to be showing up. You need to be doing the work. You need to ask great questions, take the action, lean into feeling uncomfortable, accept the financial stress, trust in me, and trust in yourself, because that is how you are going to change the trajectory of your business. Okay, last time, jendalton.com.au/book call, or you can send me a DM on Instagram and let's get the conversation started. And don't miss out on that fast action bonus. If this is something you want to do, you can save $1,000. So jump in now.